Oh, you're rolling. Welcome back. Um, I'm not sure if you watched a series of videos on putting the Jeep TJ axle back in, but you should check it out because it's about all the products about to put the axle back in. Today we're going to be installing the rear control arms. These happen to be Core 4x4 control arms. Now they're adjustable control arms, and most people I see videos, they take their stock control arms. Now if your Jeep is running fine and you don't want to do anything except put in new control arms, that is perfectly fine. I'm not saying anything bad about that. 90% of the people I think do that. If you want to do that, all you do is take your control arm, the new one, line it up to your old one, drop the bolts in, reinstall, and you are fine. If you want to know why you buy adjustable control arms, watch this video. When you buy adjustable control arms, you are not just buying a beefier control arm. What you are doing is your Jeep is usually lifted and you are buying adjustable control arms, either in some people's case to change your pinion, which would be the upper control arms, but no one really talks about changing the lower control arms and what that's meant for. Think about it as a pendulum. Think you lift up your Jeep, you're shortening up that pendulum, and that rear axle wants to go forward. The front axle wants to go backwards. So when we're dealing like with a Jeep, we're already a short wheelbase. I don't want to make it any shorter. I want to actually keep it where the stock geometry would be. So with adjustable lower control arms, and that's what we're going to put in first, what you're doing is extending the control arm and putting that axle back in alignment where it's supposed to be. Now, people online look for a magic number. There is no magic number. The reason being, every vehicle is slightly different depending on the weight of your Jeep, the bumper, if on the front, your winch. All those things actually take effect on your geometry of your Jeep. It is unique and shouldn't be put into little boxes because that's not how suspension works. Now, if you're looking for a magic number, stock control arms are 15 3/4. I have a 2.5 inch lift for now. I'm putting mine at 16 to start with. Now, why do I say to start with? Because for 16 to start with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the lower control arms. My old upper control arms are in there, and then and my springs are out, and I'm going to bring that axle up and see where it lines up into full bump, okay? Then if I have to go a little bit more, I can go up to 16 1/4 maybe, but you gotta be careful. I don't have my gas tank in here or anything else on that axle, but when that axle comes up in a Jeep TJ at least, you have your rear track bar, you have your skid plate for your gas tank, and you can't go back too far because you are gonna hit. So that's why we're gonna start with 16. I'm gonna take a look where the bump is, and I'm gonna decide if I can go out a little bit more. I think 16 is gonna be fine. Your upper control arms, if you want a number and then you're gonna take off, still hit the like and subscribe button, is a 1/4 inch more. So if you want to do a basic adjustment, you can go a 1/4 inch more on your upper. But the upper, what we're gonna do is after we set and fix the lower, we're gonna put the uppers in. And for now, we're just gonna set them up a 1/4 and check that pinion out. Then when I change the front axle, we're gonna do the same thing, but then we're gonna square everything. So everyone says these have to be the same. You gotta, it's more important that your axles are square to the frame. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's concentrate on putting the lowers on first, and then we'll do the uppers in this video, and then we'll talk about other stuff. Now, before we put this in, we're gonna put a little anti-seize, and then you got 2 washers with this particular kit if you bought the hardware, and 1 washer goes on one side, the other washer goes on the other side. So I'm gonna stand my bolt up, and we're gonna put this in. Now, the grease bolt inserts are pointing down, and the back one goes in much easier. The axle goes in easier first, but Okay. I'm doing the nut side, just like the stock. Ben. Okay. And you see why I don't care if there's a few scratches? Take our nut here. Do a couple threads. I'm not getting anything tight right now. These are all brand new, so it's gonna be the first time torquing them down. I'm on jack stands here, so I gotta be a little bit careful of the jack stand because I don't wanna die, but okay. So now, this bottom one, okay. Let's see how far off we are on this. Okay, we're gonna see the axle's moving a little bit. Gotta be careful when you're doing this stuff, but right there, and we need to move over right there. That's perfect. We're gonna take our next bolt, again, anti-seize, a little bit of grease. I got my washer on. We're gonna go put this and let's go up a little bit. Okay. There we go. Put my washer on. And now I'm just gonna hand tighten this a little bit. Okay. And I'm gonna go a little bit more and then we're done. These are not torqued down or anything. This is the first time this thing's ever had anything in there. That's what she said. Oh God, I killed myself. Okay, that's good. Okay, it's tight enough for now. Okay, do the other side now. Rinse and repeat on this side. Lower control arms in. I didn't take me jacking up the oh Jesus, jacking up the axle because I just didn't tape it. Sorry. If you look over here, I use a hockey puck over here, drilled it out and put a bolt through, and that's part of my whole bump stop, what I'm going to be using. So I have the hockey puck here with my bump stop that I'm waiting for, plus I'm waiting for the track bar. So I'm kind of filming this out of order, but right there I'm already going to be touching. It's centered off. Now you can imagine a 1/4 inch would be right there, shorter, so it does help to go out a little bit. I can get away with going a 1/4 inch farther out, I think, but until I get the track bar in and the upper track bar and rotate this through with the bump stop and everything, I'm gonna be, I think I'm gonna probably be leaving it there. I will tell you if I do change it to go back farther, but I really do think that is much better than videos I see where the bump stop's freaking all the way over there. This is gonna give me good, solid hit when I need it. And actually, don't forget, the bump stop is part of your suspension, and I think people don't realize that. And I am trying to take, you know, a little precaution to get the best ride and, you know, that I can out of this thing. So let me lower this down, put up the upper, and start putting on the upper control arms. Okay, I'm doing my centerfold pose for you. Now I'm gonna put this upper control arm in. I'm gonna try to do it without getting underneath the Jeep. But this is not the original frame. On a Jeep frame, there is a hole in there. So when you're doing that upper bolt, be careful, because these are the bolts that I have, and that if you buy the kit you get. But originally you're gonna get that bolt with the little sleeve on it. So we'll use this bolt, see how it goes. But just be careful, because if you just have a bolt and you drop it in a frame, just kiss it goodbye. So let me see if I can get this in an awkward position. Okay. Okay, on my particular, I got a new arm. I can't fit this in there, so the only way you're going to be able to use that hardware is if you have this type of wrench, because you can't get anything else in there. Okay, let's see. Okay, and we are definitely going to have to tilt that axle. So blocks, safety blocks come out. So all I did was jack up a little bit. I have to jack it up a little bit more, I think. Right there. Now, this is why I use screwdrivers. Bolt out, screwdriver out. Done, easy, and we get to put, remember, grease fittings going down. I might be joking and trying to get this done, but I'm still taking the time to do it right, because you know what, do it right now, first time. There you go. Okay. Right there, don't do any more. That was perfect. Leave it like that. Okay. So both arms are on. Okay, one hell of a messy video, but it's real. So next thing we're gonna do is probably wait for the track bar. I'm gonna get this tightened down a little bit, but not torque it. Put some more pieces on, cycle it again, and I think we're all set. So this video keeps on going.